Hi, Ms. Brown. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to record myself. At first, it was a little intimidating, but truthfully, I think that is a part of the program and your application process that stands you apart from any of the other. You actually want to see what, you actually want to hear from us. And I think that is very commendable. So, just to give you a little background about me, as you can see, I am not the typical, uh, nutrition and dietetics intern applying to your program. I'm a little older, um, a little wiser, and a little heavier. Let's get the elephant out of the room, basically. So, but I wanted to just tell you that my age, my wisdom, and how I look actually might be a benefit in the future, in my future goals. So, and I'll get into that later on. But I just to give you a little background, I worked in food service for over 30 years in many different capacities. I mostly management. I managed bars. I worked in restaurants, both front of the house and back of the house. I am a self-trained chef, uh, very interested in, and I love cooking. I love baking. And I own my own catering business for about 10 years. And I did both high end and low end catering. Um, I loved all of what I did, but eventually the hours and the physical needs of these jobs just it became more difficult for me as I aged. So I needed a different career to look into, and I always had an interest in nutrition anyway. Um, I started in healthcare around 15 years ago, actually, and worked in hospitals and long-term care. I actually can still work in long-term care. And it was through my initial interest in nutrition, as well as my experience working in healthcare, that I really, really started looking at going back to school to getting um, my license and my certification. Um, when I started in long-term care, I really was interested in what the RD was doing, though we had only one clinical dietitian for the uh, nursing home that I worked in. We were very small, and it's still the same. I'm still working at the same nursing home, so it's a very small nursing home. And I just said, Mary, I really like what you do. Maybe someday when I grow up, I'll be just like you too. Well, she thought that was hysterical because we're the same age. But I really thought about it in a different way. I never thought of me belonging somewhere um, where I had a purpose. And when I started in healthcare, I found a purpose. And then the more I got into the nutrition end and the dietetics end, I really found my purpose. So eventually, I had the opportunity to go back to school, which I did, and I started taking my science courses at a community school. Um, and I really fell in love with anatomy and chemistry. So moving forward, I applied to Rochester Institute of Technology for their dietetics degree, and a bachelor's degree. And I'm there now. I'm going to be graduating in May. And this whole journey has been hard, and um, there were times where, you have a little breakdown, but it's all worth it. I enjoyed everything that I'm doing so far. So this leads me into why I'm really interested in your program. I was able to attend one of your video sessions, and I was very impressed with what I heard. You really did stand out amongst all the other um, video sessions that I had attended from other programs. And what I liked was, one, it's a distance program, and I really want a distance program because uh, I have ties to my community, and moving anywhere right now is just not feasible for me. So you had the distance program I was interested in, but you also had different concentrations than many of the other programs. And you had the long-term care and you had the wellness concentrations. And I'm interested in both. One, I work in long-term care, and honestly, I can see myself working in, continuing my career in long-term care. Um, but there is another component of the wellness that I'm really interested in. And that goes back to my personal experiences with my weight. Um, when I went for my first bachelor's, I went away to school and I was a heavy adolescent. And I said to myself, I don't want any preconceptions about my ability. So I went on a diet plan and it turned out bad. It was through my research eventually with nutrition that I found a common ground for me. And and I meshed my business degree with my nutrition interest for food service. And that's why I went into food service. But eventually I want to own my own multidisciplinary um, clinic where I focus on um, body positivity and healthy at any size and being comfortable in your own skin with, you know, disordered eating and weight management. So that's where eventually I want to be. And I really do believe that your program will let me do that. And I think I have a unique perspective on it because of what my experiences are and what I still continue to work on. And I know this is going to be a full learning experience for me and it's going to be ongoing, but I don't think that that gives me a disadvantage at all because I can empathize with my clients. So, in closing, I'm really excited about this opportunity and I hope to hear from you. Thank you.